To all the ladies in the place with style and grace, allow me to lace these lyrical douches in your bushes. Who rock grooves and make moves with all the mommies. The back of the club is where you find me. But let's just kick it, cause one of these honeys Biggie got to sleep with. Keep the ep a secret, why not? Why blow up my spot? Cause we both got hot.
Jada, I love you. G.I. Jane 2, can't wait to see it. All right?
Hey everyone, I know you were expecting the Muppets video. Well, not only is that video going to take a little longer than I expected, but it's also an hour long. Yeah, it's going to be a little while. I also wanted to fit an Oscar prediction video before February was over because, let's face it, I'm probably not watching the dang thing, but it doesn't discount how important these awards are to the film industry. Winning Best Picture, at least in America, is the best thing that can happen for a film. Getting your work recognized by the highest accolade imaginable, even if people who aren't big film people don't care, is still an achievement. And you know what? I have watched a lot, if not all of the movies outside of the documentaries that were nominated for this year's awards. So today, I'm going to take a look at each category, give my thoughts on each nominee, and ultimately make a prediction of who will win. This is one man's opinion. I am not Jesus, so please keep in mind, my predictions aren't the law. If you think a different film, actor, actress, director, whatever, has it in the bag, that's great. Just keep in mind, this is only one man's opinion. Also, my thoughts on whether or not one prediction wins do not reflect my thoughts on the other nominees, unless I just say I didn't like a certain nominee. It's just my standard, I said. Anyways, here are my 2023 Oscar predictions.
I'm out here. Richard.
The nominees for Best Actor in a Leading Role are Austin Butler for Elvis, Colin Farrell for The Banshees of Inisherin, Brendan Fraser for The Whale, Paul Mescal for Aftersun, fuck is an Aftersun, and Bill Nye for Living. Because I've not even seen the other two, the ones I'll be rating are Butler, Farrell, and Fraser. Austin Butler might as well join Rami Malek and Taron Egerton for absolutely killing it at their musician role. But I dare say Malek and Egerton were just a little more into the performance. If you want my thoughts on Elvis itself, I'll give them in my Best Picture category, but I've also mentioned in my 2022 ranking video, so just know I have discussed the film and my thoughts on it in the past. Butler definitely feels like Elvis, but not the same way Malek feels like Freddie Mercury or Egerton feels like Elton John. I do feel like it's a little bit of a different feel from those two. Colin Farrell in The Banshees of Inisherin, solid performance, but I do feel like both of him and Butler were completely outshined by Brendan Fraser. It takes a lot to come back like Fraser did. If you don't know, this guy kind of fell out of the spotlight years after his hits with movies like The Mummy. He was also in Monkey Bone. Saying that name makes me want to wash my mouth out with soap. For him not to only make the comeback of the century, but also have that comeback be such a heavy-hitting, raw performance, I have no doubt, my boy. He's got it. This movie became hard to watch because his performance felt that raw. That's right, a film was hard to watch because the performance was that good. If I had to make a second prediction, and I'm not going to do this with every category, but I'd say Colin Farrell takes a close second place. Not much else to say. Brendan Fraser better win. Suck my nut. The nominees in this category were Brendan Gleeson in The Banshees of Inisherin, Brian Tyree Henry in Causeway, Judd Hirsch in The Fabelmans, Barry Keoghan in The Banshees of Inisherin, and Ke Huy Quan in Everything Everywhere All at Once. The only one I can't judge because I haven't seen the film is Brian Tyree Henry in Causeway. I've only seen him in Bullet Train in Atlanta. I love him. Other than that, solid nominees all around. I don't like that two people from Banshees of Inisherin got nominated. It seems a little weird considering there were so many snubs for this year. I'm just saying, Miles Teller and Tom Cruise got robbed, but that's just my thoughts. If I had to choose, I'd probably pick Ke Huy Quan or Brendan Gleeson. Both of these performances are brilliant performances. If I had to choose between those, Ke Huy Quan. Like Fraser, he just made such a comeback. He used to be the most annoying part of an Indiana Jones film I'll never hear the end of, but hey, he was in Goonies, so it checks out. I just think Ke Huy Quan was just ever so slightly better than Gleeson. It was a close one, but I think Ke Huy Quan is the one I'm going to root for. The nominees for Best Actress in a Leading Role are as follows. Cate Blanchett for Tar, Ana de Armas for Blonde, I'll be back for you later, Andrea Riseborough, Andrea Riseborough for To Leslie, Michelle Williams for The Fabelmans, and Michelle Yeoh for Everything Everywhere All at Once. I haven't seen To Leslie, so I can't judge Andrea Riseborough, but of all the nominations, only one doesn't sit well with me. How in the ever-loving shit did Ana de Armas get nominated for Blonde? This is one of those movies I can't even recommend to Marilyn Monroe fans. It is such a waste of time. And the fact that all the other great stuff that Ana de Armas has been through in her so far pretty short career gets nominated for this? I had to watch Knives Out 12 frickin' times to remind myself that Ana de Armas is a good actress, because this just doesn't work for me. If she wins for this, I'll be pissed, straight up. If I had to go for my top two, it's probably between Cate Blanchett for Tar and Michelle Yeoh for Everything Everywhere All at Once. And between those two, I'd probably go with Michelle. She just killed it. Not that Cate Blanchett wasn't good, but I do think it comes down to the Ke Huy Quan debate, who was just slightly better. And I have to say, it being one of my favorite movies this year, no doubt in my mind, Michelle Yeoh will win. For Best Actress in a Supporting Role, we have Angela Bassett for Black Panther Wakanda Forever, Hong Chow, sorry if I butchered that, for The Whale, Carrie Condon for The Banshees of Inisherin, Jamie Lee Curtis for Everything Everywhere All at Once, and Stephanie Hsu for Everything Everywhere All at Once. My film buff in me tells me that's either going to be Carrie Condon or Jamie Lee Curtis. I'm going to go with Angela Bassett. Simply because she did kill it in the movie, which I just saw yesterday as of writing this, believe it or not. Great film, definitely the best 2022 Marvel film. Angela Bassett was a solid part of Wakanda Forever, made the film 100 times better, even though I already thoroughly enjoyed it. But again, the film buff in me just rubs me towards Jamie Lee Curtis or Carrie Condon, but let the prediction stand, I'm doubling down on Bassett. I'm just gonna put y'all down softly. Puss in Boots: The Last Wish has like a 5% chance of winning, simply because Pinocchio got nominated. That 5% chance I'm still lingering on, but now to the nominees. We have Guillermo del Toro's Pinocchio, Marcel the Shell with Shoes On, Puss in Boots: The Last Wish, The Sea Beast, and Turning Red. I'm just gonna play it how it is and let y'all know on a soft note. Pinocchio is my prediction. I love Puss in Boots: The Last Wish too, but this is an academy of voters who 9 times out of 10 never go with the popular one. They go for the cinematic one, and yes, both movies were cinematic, but the Academy is probably going to award Pinocchio, and for a lack of a better term, it's just because it's being directed by Del Toro. I still hold hope for Puss in Boots, but my prediction, just because I want to be right, I'm going to go with Pinocchio. I haven't seen The Sea Beast or Marcel the Shell with Shoes On, but if you think Turning Red's winning that shit, I don't know what to tell you.
I like gyrating! So wake me up when it's over.
Alright, now for the ones that, unless you're a film student with crippling debt yet an addiction to movies, well, what do you know? Cinematography, of course, referring to the look of the movie. The nominees for this one are as follows: James Friend for All Quiet on the Western Front, Darius Kanji for Bardo, False Chronicle of the Handful of Truths, Mandy Walker for Elvis, Roger Deakins for Empire of Light, and Florian Hoffmeister for Tar. I haven't seen Bardo, nor have I even heard of it, so I can't judge that one. Alright guys, I'm editing this at 3:30 a.m., and I genuinely didn't know this, because I hadn't heard of the movie. This was directed by the same guy who did, like, Babel, Birdman. He did freaking, what's that one movie? Oh god, The Revenant. Like, this is like a very known director that I just didn't know his movie came out, and I'm starting to realize maybe there's a reason, because I'm seeing that this wasn't, like, his top movie. But whatever, I just thought I'd make that known, you know, there is a reason why this movie got nominated at least, so, alright, back to the video. I'll be honest, if Empire of Light could have been nominated for literally anything, I would say cinematography is a pretty valid choice. The movie itself is very flawed and kind of difficult to watch coming from a director who practically ran the 2019 Oscar nominations with 1917. That being said, yeah, he also made one of the best and coincidentally one of the worst James Bond movies. The fuck is a Spectre? Interestingly, Roger Deakins also won Best Cinematography for 1917, so I'll take that into account too. Elvis can win a lot of things. I can't sit here and justify it winning Best Cinematography. That's easily one of the things I didn't notice about the film. Tar's an alright choice, but I feel like it's just the easy choice. The film is gorgeous to look at, but I think that would be taking an easy route. So it comes down to James Friend for All Quiet on the Western Front and Roger Deakins for Empire of Light. I'm gonna take a risk and say it's gonna be Roger Deakins. Yes, James Friend killed it with that movie, but I feel like I have to look at the pattern here. Roger Deakins won for his best work. I do hope he can win for something I call slightly lesser to his other films. Which isn't even his fault, it's Sam Mendes' fault. So, while it might be a weird choice, I'm gonna go with Roger Deakins on this one. Alright, next up is costume design. Wakanda Forever is in the mix, everything else is screwed. Okay, that's mean, but truth be told, these costumes look really good in Wakanda Forever. I dare say, even better than they did in the original. Probably one of the only things I liked more in the sequel. But let's give the others a chance and see how they stack up. The nominees are Mary Zophris for Babylon, Ruth Carter for Black Panther Wakanda Forever, Catherine Martin for Elvis, Shirley Kurata for Everything Everywhere All at Once, and Jenny Beavan for Miss Harris Goes to Paris. That one was the we need another nominee choice, wasn't it? Okay, so Bevan, I almost guarantee won't win for Mrs. Paris Goes to Harris. What the fuck? I just... Oops. Okay. And the other one I'm going to say, as much as I love this movie, is surely Karada for Everything Everywhere All at Once. Don't get me wrong, everything else about the movie is fantastic. I just think there's other movies with better costumes. That leaves Wakanda Forever, Elvis, and Babylon. For being one of the only nominations for Babylon, it's a solid and even valid category. The costumes in Babylon perfectly capture the weird tale that's being told. Also, y'all hate on that film a little way too much. To me, it's a fine movie. Y'all just hate it because Margot Robbie. Elvis also had some pretty damn solid costumes. I mean, it's an Elvis Presley movie. What did you expect? And of course, I absolutely adore the costumes from Wakanda Forever. In every way, it should be Wakanda Forever. I'm gonna pick Babylon. There's just something about the Babylon costumes that I felt really hit it out of the park. Hate me all you want, trust me, I'm used to that, but honestly, I think Babylon is gonna be my choice. Alright, Best Director. At one point, this was a dream for me, before I realized I really don't want to be involved in the Oscars in any way. Well, our nominees are Martin McDonagh for The Banshees of Inisherin, Daniel Kwan and Daniel Scheinert. I am so sorry if I butchered that. For Everything Everywhere All at Once, Steven Spielberg for The Fabelmans, Todd Field for Tar, and Ruben Östlund for Triangle of Sadness. I'm already going to take out two of these choices, Todd Field and Steven Spielberg. I agree, Spielberg really captures that young filmmaker spirit. I mean, as a man who's currently going to college for filmmaking and is about to be in incredible debt, I gotta say, it captured that feeling perfectly. I don't think it's his 110%. And as for Todd Field, I don't know, I wasn't too big on him in Tar. That leaves McDonagh, the Daniels, and Ruben. I think in this case, I'm gonna go with McDonagh. I felt directing-wise, Banshees of Inisherin just killed it. This is without a doubt one of the best films to feature that directing style. Not to say the other two films didn't, but I feel Martin McDonagh did it best. So for me, I'm gonna go with Martin McDonagh. I've only seen All That Breathes, that wins. I ain't seen any of these damn shorts. I don't know, Fallout sounds like Fallout, and I like those games, I'll just go with that. Film editing is an important thing for film. A lot of people overlook it, and I'm ready to shine some light on it. The nominees are Mikkel E.G. Nielsen for The Banshees of Inisherin, Matt Villa and Jonathan Redmond for Elvis, Paul Rogers for Everything Everywhere All at Once, Monica Willie... Monica Willie? I'm sorry, that is so immature of me. I apologize. I'm sure she's awesome. I couldn't help myself. God bless her. She did Tar. And Eddie Hamilton for Top Gun Maverick. So for once, I've seen every nominee's work. The two I'm going to discount right now are Elvis and Banshees. Not bad films, there's just higher standards. I kind of feel bad for making fun of her name, but you know what? I think I'm going to let bias hit this one and say Eddie Hamilton is going to win for Top Gun Maverick. The editing in this one is just so tense in my opinion, and it takes a lot to really bring that together, especially for something that didn't have to be that tense. But the editing definitely ties an amazing film together. So I'm locking in my guess, I'm going to go with Top Gun Maverick on this one. Again, if Monica Willie happens to watch this video, I apologize. I love your work in this. The nominees for International Feature Film are Germany's All Quiet on the Western Front, Argentina's Argentina 1985, Belgium's Close, Poland's E.O., and Ireland's The Quiet Girl. Unfortunately, I've not seen those last three movies, so I can only judge either Argentina 1985 or All Quiet on the Western Front. The obvious choice, basing off of the Golden Globes, would be Argentina 1985, but as I've made known, I never take the obvious choice.
He just did.
I'm going to go with All Quiet on the Western Front. Even if it is a remake of an old film, I think it's special enough to warrant an award. Nothing against Argentina 1985, I just think this one warrants it more. For the makeup and hairstyling department, we've got Heike Merker and Linda Eisenhamerova for All Quiet on the Western Front. Naomi Dawn, Mike Marino, and Mike Fontaine for The Batman.
It was robbed.
Camille Friend and Joel Harlow for Black Panther Wakanda Forever, Mark Coulier, Jason Baird, and Aldo Signoretti. I am so sorry if I butcher any of these names, guys. For Elvis, and Adrienne Moreau, Judy Chin, and Anne-Marie Bradley for The Whale. Lots of great nominees for good reasons. I'm going to be the one who says Elvis probably won't win this one. Not because the makeup was especially bad or anything, more as there's already a high bar that's already set. I'm also going to take out All Quiet on the Western Front. It's hard to really say why, I just feel like it's not the top choice. Finally, as much as it's not bad, I don't think Wakanda Forever is going to win this one. Again, it's just the high bar. That leaves The Batman and The Whale. That is a weird crossover. DCEU, get on that shit. The Batman is a fantastic film in terms of makeup and hairstyling, really giving a darker version of the Caped Crusader. They made Brendan Fraser look like 200 more pounds than he actually is. The Whale wins. In my opinion, I feel like this one just really, God, I don't know what it is, but I feel like it really guarantees the makeup award. I had to look up, did Brendan Fraser actually gain that much weight? I mean, dedication if he did, but it looks that good. No hate towards the Batman, I gotta give it to the Whale. The nominees for Best Original Score are Volker Bertelmann for All Quiet on the Western Front, Justin Hurwitz for Babylon, Carter Burwell for The Banshees of Inisherin, Son Lux for Everything Everywhere All at Once, and John Williams for The Fabelmans. The two I'm immediately going to say aren't going to win this are Burwell and Lux. The soundtracks were great in both films, but not on the level of the other three. All Quiet on the Western Front really gives this lonely vibe that you kind of like to feel with these war movies. Babylon, I mean, it's Justin Hurwitz, of course, it's solid. Voodoo Mama continues to be one of my favorite film pieces of 2022. And John Williams, never disrespect the legend. Definitely a solid score. If I had to go with my gut, it's between Babylon and All Quiet on the Western Front. I gotta go with Hurwitz, just because there is a piece that remains in my top 10 of 2022, and the rest of the soundtrack is solid as well. All love for the other nominees, I think this one just kind of swayed me the right way. Alright, one of my personal favorites, Best Original Song. The nominees for this one are Applause from Tell It Like a Woman, Hold My Hand from Top Gun Maverick, Lift Me Up from Black Panther Wakanda Forever, Not To from Triple R, and This Is a Life from Everything Everywhere All at Once. These are all such solid choices. To whittle it down, I'm going to take out Applause, Not To, and This Is a Life. All great songs, but like the makeup category, it was just a high standard. Between Hold My Hand and Lift Me Up, I love both of these songs. Hold My Hand is a beautiful send-off for a beautiful film, and Lady Gaga's vocals definitely powered the song through. I'll be the one to say, I like Shallow. Yeah, screw y'all, Shallow's a fine song. But if I'm going to go with my gut, which I've done all throughout the video, I've got to go with Lift Me Up. A powerful song sending a powerful message. I also view the song as a tribute to Chadwick Boseman. Maybe that's just me, but for me, this is a big tribute to what he left behind. The influence he made. Hold My Hand's good too, but I feel like there's just a little more impact with Lift Me Up. So I'm going to lock it in. I think it's going to be Lift Me Up. Production Design, another award for people who are specifically film students. The nominees are All Quiet on the Western Front, Avatar: The Way of Water, Babylon, Elvis, and The Fabelmans. The two I'll just immediately say probably aren't going to get it are All Quiet on the Western Front and Elvis. My third place choice, I gotta go with Babylon. The sets were just gorgeous, I mean gorgeous. In second place, I gotta go with The Fabelmans. Yes, these sets and the way the film looks are both phenomenal. It would probably win if it wasn't nominated next to one of the most beautiful films of the last 10 years. Yeah, I'll defend my other thoughts on this shit show, but the thing is, Avatar: The Way of the Water is beautiful. Everything about it is just gorgeous. I'm not going to take that away from the movie. Not a chance. Yeah, I can't believe I'm actually saying it. I think I'm going to lock in Avatar: The Way of Water. Believe it or not. I'm not seeing any of these shorts. Again, haven't seen any of these shorts. I don't know, Night Ride is what I called Last Night with All of Your Mothers, so I'm just gonna go with that one. Sound has some pretty good nominees. Not you. The nominees are All Quiet on the Western Front, Avatar: The Way of Water, The Batman, Elvis, and Top Gun Maverick. I don't care what the hell defense you have, Avatar ain't winning Best Sound. Look, I gave it production design. Won't that be enough? I'm also willing to say All Quiet on the Western Front probably won't get it either. The sound was fine, but the good sound came from The Batman, Elvis, and Top Gun Maverick. And even then, I kind of debate on either The Batman or Top Gun Maverick. The Batman's sound really hits you and really feels like you're in the action. Every punch, every fight scene, every single waking moment of this film feels impactful. I'm going to give it to Top Gun Maverick. The fact this movie sounds so real, I think it's just slightly a bit more immersive than Batman. Geez, two categories I give the Batman second to. Oh well, I'm locking in on Top Gun Maverick. The nominees for visual effects were All Quiet on the Western Front, The Batman, Black Panther Wakanda Forever, and Top Gun Maverick. If I'm being honest, I've got to give it to... Damn it all the hell! Yeah, so because production design and sound, also not to mention as a Best Picture nominee, weren't enough, yes, Avatar 2 was also nominated for its most valid nomination, visual effects. I don't even have to argue with the other nominees. It's going to be Avatar: The Way of Water. No contest. For Best Adapted Screenplay, we have Edgar Berger, Leslie Patterson, and Ian Stokell for All Quiet on the Western Front. Rian Johnson for Glass Onion's only nomination. That's a little BS, but whatever. Kazuo Ishiguro for Living. A bunch of people for Top Gun Maverick, and Sarah Polley for Women Talking. I haven't seen Living or Women Talking, so those two are unfortunately out. I'm also going to remove All Quiet on the Western Front. Not bad writing, I again blame the hell of a standard of the other two movies. Between Glass Onion and Top Gun Maverick, I gotta go with Top Gun. As much as I like Glass Onion, I feel the writing, especially from building off of another movie, just hit better with Top Gun a lot more than Glass Onion did with Knives Out. I hate doing that to the only thing Glass Onion was nominated for, but if I'm going off my gut, I'm going with Top Gun Maverick. Just before the big Best Picture reveal, we've got Original Screenplay. The nominees here are Martin McDonagh for The Banshees of Inisherin, Daniel Kwan and Steven Spielberg and Tony Kushner for The Fabelmans, Todd Field for Tar, and Ruben Östlund for Triangle of Sadness. If I have to eliminate some, I'm going to eliminate Todd Field and Martin McDonagh. That's like the one thing I didn't like about Banshees. I didn't think the writing was that good. I'm also willing to say Everything Everywhere All at Once might not win. It's in my top 3 though. Between The Fabelmans and Triangle of Sadness, my gut is saying it's going to be The Fabelmans. Just something about the story that was told mixed with the semi-biography elements and the fact that it's a movie about Hollywood, I got a gut feeling. Just as a disclaimer, I love Triangle of Sadness, criminally underrated film. But yeah, I'm locking in on The Fabelmans. Alright, I've discussed all the other nominations. Let's discuss easily the most important category of the Oscars, Best Picture. The nominees are almost all solid. The nominees for Best Picture are All Quiet on the Western Front, Fuck Off, It's Not Winning, The Banshees of Inisherin, Elvis, Everything Everywhere All at Once, The Fabelmans, Tar, Top Gun Maverick, Triangle of Sadness, and Women Talking. Let's just get the obvious ones out of the way, or at least obvious to me. There is no fucking way Avatar 2 takes Best Picture. I will quit the Oscars. I mean, I already did, but I'll eat my shoe if Avatar 2 wins. I also argue Elvis doesn't really stand up to the other films. Nothing wrong with it, just kind of out of place. Tar, I don't think it's going to win. This might come as a surprise, but despite it being my favorite 2022 film, I'm not going to hold out much hope for Top Gun Maverick. It's a great film, I just feel like there were other Oscar-worthy better choices. I'm also eliminating Women Talking. I haven't seen it, so that leaves Wave 2 as All Quiet on the Western Front, The Banshees of Inisherin, Everything Everywhere All at Once, The Fabelmans, and The Triangle of Sadness. In this case, I'm going to discount All Quiet on the Western Front and Triangle of Sadness. I love both movies, but I don't think the Academy will award the highest accolade to either of them, if we're being honest. That leaves The Banshees of Inisherin, Everything Everywhere All at Once, and The Fabelmans. Hear me out. I have like a 99% assurance that the winner of Best Picture is going to be The Banshees of Inisherin. With that, there is a movie I have 100% no doubt in, and that's The Fabelmans, a Hollywood filmmaking tale done by a great director, a fantastic cast of characters, and a brilliant autobiography feel. Yes, the others are solid choices. I can't believe I'm actually saying it. I'm gonna go with locking in my Best Picture winner as The Fabelmans. Well, that's my predictions. As with anyone, I'm sure I'll be wrong with some of them, but for now, I'll talk to y'all later. I gotta go see Magic Mike's Last Dance. It's gotta be good, it's Magic Mike. Well, now I'm just horny and angry because... No! Is that fucking Ronald Reagan?